In this video, we will install WezTerm terminal and make it launch Nushell by default. This video has an accompanying manual. I'll open it, and I'll be copying commands from this manual throughout the video. Let's download the WezTerm app from the official site and move it to our Applications folder. Next, let's launch the standard terminal app. I'll launch Nushell and navigate to the .config directory. Now I'll create a WezTerm directory and navigate to it. Now I'll run the code command to open wezterm.lua in VS Code. Since this file doesn't exist yet, VS Code will create a new empty file with this name. Now we're ready to fill this file with settings from our manual. For demonstration purposes, I'll add the settings in chunks to show you the differences they make, but you can just copy the complete settings all at once. The first settings improve WezTerm's performance. They shouldn't be obligatory for you, but WezTerm refuses to start in my virtual machine without these settings, so I've included them in our manual. Now I'll launch WezTerm only with these performance settings, leaving other settings at their defaults. This will show that WezTerm launches the default ZSH shell with the same configs that are used in the terminal app. For example, we can launch Nushell and check that the xdgconfig home variable from the .zshrc file that we configured in our previous video is set correctly. I'll exit WezTerm to demonstrate the impact of setting the default prog setting. You can find the value for this variable in a working terminal by running the which-new command. Now let's launch WezTerm with the current state of configs. You can notice that Nushell is now launched by default. For example, I can execute the version command straight away and see the colorful Nushell output. However, if I check the xdgconfig home variable, we'll see that it's not set. Nushell also doesn't know about the existence of code and brew applications in our system. Let's fix these problems one by one. First, let's set the xdgconfig home variable that default prog should be launched with. The highlighted code should work on macOS, Linux, and Windows. I'll relaunch WezTerm to check that the environment variable is now set. Here I'll demonstrate another aspect of the missing path configuration. Executing config new will try to call the code app that we previously set in our env.new file. However, since we haven't included the full path to the application, but only used its name, Nushell won't be able to open VS Code with our config. To proceed with our next step, I'll quit WezTerm and open the terminal app where the environment variable editor is already set correctly. I'll execute the config new command there. In VS Code, I'll exit restricted mode to allow the Nushell extension to highlight our config.new file. Then I'll copy the example chunk of code from our manual and paste it into our config.new file. In the copied code, I need to replace the list with paths that exist on my machine. To get that list, I'll execute another command from the manual in the terminal app, as you can see in the video. I'll copy the output of the command, paste it into VS Code, re-indent it, save the file, and launch WezTerm again. Just as a test, I'll execute the brew doctor command and verify that it works. Don't worry about the warning from Homebrew that I have now. It just says that apps from /usr/bin might be used instead of those installed by Homebrew. To get rid of this warning, we could use the prepend command instead of append here in our config. In the next part of the video, I'll commit the changes that we made without explaining each command. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.